In recent months, China has faced a series of disasters and crises that have called into question the government's ability to effectively respond to emergencies and care for the well-being of its citizens. On July 17, a massive fire broke out at the Zhuting department store in Sichuan, killing 16 people and injuring 39. Eyewitnesses described horrific scenes, people trapped in smoke-filled corridors, desperately clinging to windows as thick black smoke billowed around them. Rescuers struggled to reach the upper floors, where dozens of people were trapped. Official reports claimed that the fire was extinguished by 3 a.m. the next day, but many doubted the veracity of this information. Just one day later, on July 18, a new tragedy occurred in Huisu, Guangdong Province. Due to a damaged gas pipeline during roadwork, a gas leak occurred, causing a series of explosions and fires along the street. Fortunately, there were no casualties, but the incident sparked a wave of criticism of the city government. On July 28, a finished goods warehouse in Haiyang County, Zhejiang Province, caught fire. Although official sources assure that there were no casualties, eyewitnesses described a powerful explosion and a column of smoke visible several kilometers away. These incidents are just the tip of the iceberg. Since the beginning of the year, China has suffered from numerous natural disasters. Floods have engulfed half of the country, while the north is suffering from drought. In June, snow and hail fell in Beijing, a phenomenon highly unusual for this time of year. Amid these tragedies, the government's actions are raising more questions. Many Chinese criticize the authorities for their slow response to emergencies and insufficient care for the victims. At the same time, President Xi Jinping seems to be more concerned with foreign policy issues. On July 12, Xi met with Solomon Islands Prime Minister Jeremy Manelli and announced $20 million in aid. The decision drew mixed reactions among the Chinese. Many are perplexed as to why the government is spending money on foreign aid when its own citizens are suffering from floods and other disasters. Xi's domestic policies are also troubling. On June 28, he signed the Rural Collective Economic Organizations Law, which some critics see as a step back to the Mao Zedong era. Journalist Zhang Zhang wonders, are we not inviting mutual harm among the people again? Even more troubling is the leak of an alleged internal speech by Xi Jinping in which he allegedly talks about preparing for an internal war and the need for tough measures to deal with the economic crisis. While the authenticity of this speech cannot be confirmed, it is consistent with some of Xi's actual policy moves. In this speech, Xi allegedly calls for militant tax collection and even hints at the possibility of military intervention in the economy. He compares the current situation to the blockade of Yan'an by the Kuomintang and speaks of the need to forcibly confiscate wealth from wealthy citizens. These statements, if genuine, indicate a deep crisis of trust between the government and the people. Xi recognizes that in the Mao era it was possible to cover up any crime, even the famine that claimed millions of lives. But today, complete censorship is impossible, and the truth about the crisis cannot be hidden. The situation in China remains tense. Citizens are increasingly seeking alternative sources of information, distrusting state media. The gap between propaganda and reality is becoming increasingly evident, which poses serious challenges to the legitimacy of the ruling regime. In conclusion, I would like to thank you for your attention to this important issue. The situation in China affects not only the people of this country, but also the whole world. To keep abreast of the latest developments, subscribe to our channel and give us likes. Only together, we can resist misinformation and seek the truth. Take care of yourself and your loved ones, and let there be more light and less tragedy in your life.